Hey there, y'all. This is Jack, and today we're discussing Record of Ragnarok, Chapter 84, the Humanslayer versus the Godslayer. And oh boy, this chapter was crazy. We got a lot of character reveals, and I love it. All right, well, let's not waste any time. Let's just dive right into it, shall we? All right. Okay, right here, first page we get is Apollo, just soaking in the victory because he deserved it. He really did. He took on Leonidas and he beat him. As he's there, as Heimdall announces it's 5 wins and 4 losses. So essentially, it's close, but the gods are leading by 1 victory, and Apollo's just there, just again absorbing the victory as all the gods cheer for him, all the muses cheer for him as they throw flowers to him and everything, and he just throws out kisses to his fans. Of course, he's that kind of guy. As he says, "Thank you, everybody." And then we cut to Zeus, Hermes, and Ares. As Ares like to thinking he still has energy to respond to the cheers. He's a great guy. And Hermes is like, "Nah. Truth is, he's still barely able to stand right now. That's just his usual endurance." As we see his left arm, like not left arm, excuse me, his right arm just shaking because that's the one that punched the shield and really got messed up. So his arms messed up, but he's still he still has energy to address his fans and everything. Because again, he's that kind of guy. He'll just overcome his obstacles and just keep going. And it's great stuff to see him. As even Zeus just kind of laughs and says, "No matter the place or the time, he'll always continue to shine. That's Apollo for you." And then he hears his fangirls just yelling for him, saying, "Lord Apollo, get your wounds patched quickly. It will leave a scar on your beautiful face. You must hurry into the infirmary. I'll go with you." Me too. And Apollo does something that's I really, really like what Apollo does here. What he says to them, he says, "Ladies, thank you for your concern, but there's nothing to worry about, beauties. This scar is fine the way it is. That's a proof that I fought you guys with my all my soul," referring to Leonidas, and that's great stuff right there. That again, Apollo does value beauty, but for him, it's not skin deep. It's what counts on the inside too. And even if it leaves a scar on his beautiful face, to him, it's okay because he wants to wear that badge of beauty. Because what Leonidas was to him, Leonidas was beautiful. Him and his Valkyrie were extreme, beautiful examples of just their determination to fight. And he admires that, and he will welcome that, even if he leaves a scar on his face. Great stuff there, I gotta say. Then we cut to the Spartans and Haggans. As the Spartans kind of like hunch forward because they're very sad that their king died. They're the king of the strongest soldiers, Sparta. And Hagen just says, "Guys, don't hunch your backs." And then one of them just looks over and he says, "Haggans." We even seen the older men that that told Leonidas not to go fight the Persians. We see them just there looking at Haggans. As Hagen continues, "Even now I can still clearly see Leonidas' heroic back. If we admire that back, if we want to be like that back, if we share the same destinies, then we should also stand tall, with our backs straight. Isn't that right, Lord Leonidas?" All the Spartans just stand up straight and said, "Sparta is the strongest!" As we get a silhouette of Leonidas in the distance as the Spartans praise Leonidas for everything he did for them. Again, crazy that fight, I gotta say, but it was really, really good. I love it. 9 out of 10 fight. And that's like Ragnarok, their fights, it like if like the lowest fight I'll ever give any fight in Ragnarok's an 8. But that's just because the others are just so good. All of them are great. Don't get me wrong, but in the visuals of magnificent, great, and good. That's how it is. There's no bad rounds at all in Ragnarok. There isn't. And from a writing stance and from pure spectacle and artistry. Excuse me, I'm a bit tired. They're all fantastic. All right, let's continue. Then we cut to Kojiro and Hearst resting it, or just chilling on Soji's room, as Hearst is just kind of leaning forward, just very sad, and Kojiro just says, "That was a match to be proud of. Even against the sun, he never backed down and fought it head on," which is very, very true. And then Kondo speaks up and says, "That's right. It was magnificent." Uh, Resign. The king of Sparta, Leonidas, he was literally a warrior of truth. And then we get Soji just essentially just saying, "I'm jealous," and they all kind of look at him as Kojiro says, "Jealous." And Soji just says, "On my last days, I also wanted to fight to my fullest and scatter in the end." The big Kondo saying, "I feel the same way." So, if you guys didn't know, there's actually another manga that I don't know which creator created it, but there's a manga that where actually Soji's actually a part of the main cast, and from it looks right here, he more than likely got sick and died from an illness, and a Kondo essentially just got executed. They didn't go out in the blaze of glory. They just essentially just got taken out, and they didn't really get the chance to just shine like the warriors we see here in Ragnarok fighting the tournament. And that's kind of what they really want. So we see a somber look on Soji's face as he just kind of looks down because he wants to go out in the blaze of glory. Even if he wins, that's great. If he dies, at least he's dying fighting. So again, great stuff there, I gotta say. Then we cut to Berhilde's room with Gold just kind of crouched against a pillar as she just thinks her sister Girolo. I'm so sorry. Um, Norse. I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce it. Dramatic names like that, or Celtic names, excuse me. And then we get Gold just standing up with determination. She says, "Sister, with this we have 4 wins and 5 losses. 2 more losses and mankind will be this." And before she even finishes, Brahilda just kind of starts laughing, like a menacing laugh as Gold's like, "Are you all right?" And Brahilda just says, "It's not clear." And Gold's like, "Wait, what?" And then Brahilda just kind of flips out and says, "I can't examine anything right now. I really, really can't. I can't make a single effing decision." And Gold's just like, "What's wrong with you? Chill." And then Brahil just slams the console. She says, "This is the real cliffhanger. We can't afford to lose next time. And yet, I am unable to see the right solution." As Gold just says, "The best thing to do is to about the next representative. Isn't that right? The remaining fighters are Rasputin, Nostradamus, Simo, and Kitoki." And Soji walks right in as he says, "I'm going." And they turn around with Soji just proudly declaring, "I won't lose to anyone." And Gold's just like, "What? Who are you?" And then Brahilda just looks at Soji and she just says, "Understood. I'll leave it to you. In your hands, the strongest human slayer in mankind's history." And right there, Soji just kind of gives a bow and says, "Thank you so much. The captain of the first unit of the Shinigami, Okito Soji, is going for it." Great, I love it. He's going in. He just it's not that he Soji. Okay, we'll say that. We'll say that for later. We'll say that for later. We'll go into discussion of his character afterwards. I'm sorry, just very excited this chapter. To be cut to Valhalla Arena conference room of the chief gods, which is crazy here, as we get all the gods that the remaining except one, but he does make an appearance as they're all there, and we see these capes or these black cloths over some chairs representing the gods that were supposed to be there are dead, so obviously they can't be there. But it's kind of like a neat thing to see. They're kind of like they're paying their respects by keeping their chairs there. And then we get Loki just kind of leaning back, just being his cocky self. He says, "Shiva, are you sure it's okay not to be sleeping right now? The scars on you from that human, they still must hurt, right?" And she was just kind of stretching his arms. I'm surprised he got his arms back. I really am. But it does make sense that if the god or if anyone in this world has technology to regenerate limbs, it's gonna be the gods. Let's face it, it will be. Even though I would have preferred they lost their like Shiva kept his limbs gone forever, but if anyone's got the technology, it would be them. So it's just not really consequential. As Shiva just says, "My wounds were healed long ago. Still, Loki, who do you think you'll fight against?" And Loki deflects. Loki deflects from the question. I don't think he wants to think about it. I legit don't think, because in this chapter we're jumping a little ahead, but Loki's more than okay when Anubis volunteers to fight. He's like, "All right, go for it." And then we get obviously Susanoo coming in, so it's more likely that Susanoo and then Anubis will be next. Because funny enough, Anubis was supposed to go up against Leonidas, but of course Zeus changed that up and got Apollo to come in and fight. So very interesting, I gotta say. As Loki just says, "Oh boy, I'm so scared." You freaking question deflecting. You avoided that question, man. And of course we get Odin saying, "Loki, that's enough." And we get Thor. Thor makes a cameo. I love it. He says nothing, but I love it. As Loki says, "Huh? What's the matter, guys? Why is everyone so tense?" And then Ares speaks up and says, "Apollo and Beelzebub are still in the treatment." And yeah, excuse me. Zeus says, "I mean, that should be expected. They did take a lot of damage. Well, that guy Beelzebub, he wouldn't come to this place anyway. So it's not, yeah, Beelzebub's being treated, but Beelzebub would have just skipped this. He would not have participated in this, which makes sense for his character. He's not that kind of guy. He's gonna immediately go back to his laboratory room and just either experiment and create something new, or just watch passively, just because he wants to see if the humans do get annihilated, because that's what he wants. Psycho guy, I gotta say. And then Shiva says, "So what, pops? What do you think with all the Ragnarok contestants?" And Zeus is like, I don't have anyone here yet, but it's fine. We don't have everyone because Susanoo's not there. It's about time to decide how Ragnarok ends. And she was like, "How it ends?" And Zeus says, "Two more wins, and two more wins, and this battle is over." So yeah, Zeus really wants to win this, because remember in the beginning of the story, Zeus thought it was just gonna be a clear victory. He thought all the gods were gonna win, which honestly, you kind of think so too from the gods' point of view, and from even the humans. When you see the Lubu, what he was capable of, and Adam both lost, it's like, okay, there's probably a good chance the humans are gonna lose, but of course the humans just been persevering, just been beating them some rounds, which is great. But even though the gods are leading, they still want to keep it. Like, again, of course you do want to, right? But again, this is more than just the gods losing. This is their pride. And we get Anubis speaking up, saying, me, hey, me. I'm going next. Anubis, okay, the design, I'll get to that at the end of the review, all right? We'll just talk about the story. As he just kind of runs up on the table and says, "That's fine, right? Right?" I love his personality, I gotta admit. I've been quietly waiting my turn for a long time. If I don't get to play at all, I'll explode. And Ares like, "Explode?" As Anubis says, "That's right. You know. So if that's fine, I'm going to burst. Like, what the fuck? I love it. I don't know why, but I love it. Didn't expect his personality, but I love it. As he just kind of just keeps saying burst. He wants to go next. He was supposed to. He wants in on this. As Zeus just kind of laughs and says, "All right." Originally, Anubis was scheduled to take the 11th or 10th place, right? What do the Nordics think? And Loki says, well, if Newbie wants to go so much, then I guess it's okay, Uncle. And Odin just stays quiet, and Thor also just stays quiet, just looking at Odin. So I'm just curious, was Loki supposed to go 11th, but Loki's kind of just dodging it? Maybe, because just the looks on Odin and Thor just kind of give me more than just they're just being like, okay, yeah, let him go. It just seems like something else, because again, the Greeks, all of their fighters went, and the Norse only one, and they still have two more, and they're not going in on this. So very interesting. But Odin just says, "So be it," and it was like, damn straight. That's right. Then it's settled. I'm so hyped. I love this guy. And Ares like, your heart's omnipotence have been leaking all over the place recently. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. I want to review this. As the doors open, and right there we get Susanoo walking and saying, "Wait a minute." And of course, Ares like, you. And then Zeus is like, "Oh, there you are." As we see Susanoo, he has made his appearance. As he says, "The one who is going next is me." And then right there, Newba just kind of stares quietly. And as Ares like, "What is this pressure? My body is so heavy. I can feel like I'm being crushed just being around him." And Nuba's like, "What? Susanoo is also going next? Too bad. It's too late. We just decided it's my turn." And Anubis does approach Susanoo, and Susanoo says, "I see. However, the one who will be going next is me." And everyone kind of just watches in silence as Anubis is like, "Come again? Are you listening to me? We've already decided I'm next." And Susanoo says, "Oh, I understand. However, I failed to see the problem. And Newman just kind of goes on a tirade saying, "For the heavens, you're so annoying. Listen to me. Listen to me. You know, the one who's going next is me. Even if you want to go there, next time, it's my turn. My turn." And Susa just continues to play. He's like, "I'm sorry about that. I just don't care at all." And we get this image. I got a good laugh of Anubis. I'm gonna show you guys right here, where he just says weird Egyptian god noises. I like to think it's some kind of shriek, weird noise, like a shriek between a shriek and a dog whine noise. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. I got a good laugh out of that. And right there, she was just saying, "You know, I know how you're feeling," because again, he got pushed back because of Zeus, as he says, "There are always those annoying people who want to take other people's turns, you know." And Zeus is like, um, "You're annoying," and she was like, "I was talking about you, Gramps." And Anubis just say, "I'm tired of you. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired." As Susanoo speaks up and says, "I'm the one who's going next. Is me." And it was like, "Oh my, fine. I'll leave this one to you." "Are you sure about this?" says Zeus. And it was like, "Yeah, I can't get through to this guy. He's such a pain." Sniff. And Loki says, "Well, so it's settled this time." And Zeus is like, "Even so, Susanoo, why do you care about going in the next round so much?" And Susanoo just says, "The next opponent is the strongest human slayer. I heard it's Okoti Soju, isn't that right?" And everyone's like, "Oh, really?" And Ares like, "Wait, hold on a sec. How do you even know what's going to be? Who do you think? Who do you? Excuse me. Who do you? How do you know who's going to be the next fighter?" And Hermes comes up and says, "I told them. I was secretly watching in the other side, making their decisions." We're coming back to that. We're coming back to that. As Ares says, "Hermes, that's not cool, man. You're such an effing cheater. I can't even put you in the same standards as a god." As Hermes just kind of laughs. And Susanoo says, "If the opponent is humanity's strongest human slayer, then we get narration of this book. That is the Book of Koku Bojutsu Imroku, published during the Meiji era, and the following stated that Kendo Kenjutsu originated from Susanoo. Then I, heaven's strongest god slayer, will be the next to go." Oh boy! Okay, the book is a book establishing the book. I actually did look into this because I was very curious. The book Kokuku Bijutsu Imurakoku is actually a book of a certain fighting style that Susanoo supposedly invented. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Okay, so this chapter, okay, I really like this chapter. This chapter was great, fun, and holy cow, man, you really feel that Ragnarok's coming closer to an end, and it's crazy, and it's a crazy feeling. All right, I'm gonna give this chapter a freaking okay. Man, dang, this chapter is really, really great. I would say, okay, you know what? Why not, right? 10 out of 10. I thought this chapter, I cannot really think of any flaws at the moment. If there are, I'll let it know in the comment section. But right now, this chapter is freaking excellent. Introducing the new characters wasn't, daunting or anything. I was like, oh wow, they're pretty neat. So I'm very curious to hear what y'all have to say about Anubis. But yeah, this chapter 10 out of 10, I really, really enjoyed it. Really liked it. And the only two human fighters we have not seen yet. Well, we've seen Simu's design, but we have not seen Rasputin's design. So very, very curious. So yeah, all right. Let's go into discussion, shall we? All right. First of all, before we cut into how Hermes, let's talk about Anubis's design. Okay, I don't know how the community's taking it, but I am not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of his design. Like if you told me that's an Egyptian or an Egyptian god, that's just in the background, it's fine. But I personally wanted the dog head. I wanted the dog head, and you know what? It is what it is. It's Ragnarok's the way it is, so it's all right. Now let's talk about okay, Hermes being a scumbag here. Hermes That's scummy. That's really, really scummy. Like, holy freak, the gods are stooping that low. Okay, not all of them, obviously, just Hermes, but he wants to make sure the gods win, right? Because obviously, everything that happened with the Hercules, he really wants the humans to lose. I'm assuming that's like a big motive of that because he's just watched his uncles die, his brother, or yeah, his brother, stepbrother, and his other brother almost die. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on them. So very, very interesting that Hermes is doing that. Just shows that the gods are stooping very, very low to try to win this, and that's very scummy. But maybe that's what something Buddha wants to do is expose how scummy the gods are. That's why he's trying to save Siegfried. But I don't know. That's later down the road. But yeah, this is crazy. All right, this is crazy. I also want to say I called it. I called Susanoo was gonna fight in the next round. I just got wrong who the human fighter was gonna be. Cause I thought Soji was gonna fight Loki. I think we all thought that, but now who's Soji gonna fight? But first, who do you guys think is gonna win this match between Soji and Susanoo? My money's on Soji. I think Soji's gonna pull through on this. I think he's got it. But well, there's more of a story reason why I think Soji's gonna win. But honestly, I could be wrong. I legit could be wrong, and the gods or the humans could lose. Like honestly, that's a big factor. And honestly, if you ask me who do I think is gonna win, it's probably the gods are gonna win. To be honest, honestly, I think it could go that way. This series could go that way, and I would be 100 satisfied because I know they'll be able to do it correctly. So yeah, just let me know who you guys think is gonna win between Susanoo and Soji. I'm very, very curious. And yeah, again, excellent chapter. And yeah, also one more thing. What do you guys think of Anubis' design? Again, I'm not a fan of it, but it will grow on me. Everyone's design here grows on me. I mean, Nostradamus was surprising, but I think it's fine for him. Same with I mean, a lot of people didn't like that Tesla didn't have the mustache. I was fine with that. I mean, it's like okay, yeah, he's younger. It's all good. So yeah, character designs always don't meet our expectations, but again, the story is just so well done that doesn't really matter in the end, right? Even though the other designs is actually fantastic, regardless if you're a fan of it, it's still fantastic. So yeah, that concludes my review. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Later.